So that's where I get a little bit kind of annoyed when I see guys, especially, I mean, a lot of workout style tips where these guys are preaching like how to work out. They're not saying that to the intermediate and like advanced lifters who know what they're doing. Like, that's very much so targeted towards guys who are, I mean, clearly looking for guidance, right? Like early on kind of beginners where, oh man, this guy's pretty big. This guy has a pretty big following. I should listen to the kind of stuff that he's saying. And, you know, they're saying like kind of late game tips, which aren't really going to benefit the beginner. You know, they're talking about like protein timing and spacing and like, oh, and make sure you do this, or, you know, do your meso reps and your slowest. It's like, yeah, those tips are, they could be legit and valid, but that's like trying to optimize the aerodynamics of my freaking Camry. Do you really think if you reduce the drag from like the wheel hub and whatever else, that it's suddenly going to make this car go 200 miles an hour? No fucking shot. The first thing you want to do is do like a goddamn engine swap, right? Just basically add more power to get more results. And what I mean by that with the working out is like, yeah, sure, you are going to get more out of a set if you can really kind of envision yourself in whatever muscle you're training and you can really feel the squeeze and everything else. But you're also going to get better results if you just train harder and do your sets harder and lift consistently. You know, like when I think of the phases of working out as a lifter and, you know, what your top priorities should be in each one of those phases, phase one, I say, has nothing to do with dieting at all. And it barely has anything to do with like lifting execution, apart from, you know, making sure you're doing reasonably formed like executed sets. You know, like don't just flop weight around for, you know, no reason and hurt yourself. But phase one, priority number one, is just come to the gym consistently and work out. Like look up a chest day and just follow it verbatim. Right? I mean, there's a million chest day videos where these guys are like explaining every movement they're doing, how to set up the bench, how to use the Smith machines. I mean, it's pretty digestible from the get-go. And for the beginner, that consistency aspect is way more important than trying to optimize some random aspect of the training, you know? So by doing that, and just by prioritizing the consistency first, over time, you know, once going to the gym is no longer the challenge and coming to the gym consistently is just what this guy is doing, then he's going to have no problem working on his form and working on his execution and his set style and everything else and trying to improve it, because he's already built up this certain amount of momentum, and now he just has to add to it slowly, right, and start to kind of reach some what's the opposite of diminishing returns? Some exponential kind of you know, momentum building, right? But it's it's just so annoying, you know, just a freaking pissing contest on who can explain tricep training the best. That's silly. But I can tell I'm just getting a little rambly.